After the Super Bowl, the blame compassed social media turned brutal, and one young player found himself right in the middle of the storm. Will Campbell is only 22, but the pressure he's facing in New England right now feels like it's meant for a pattern. Critics are questioning his position, his future, even his confidence, but in the Patriots building, the message is very different. And what Mike Vrabel said next could define Campbell's entry career.
In New England, the conversation around the offensive line has never truly been about patience. It has always been about survival, protection, and trust. And in the aftermath of a painful Super Bowl LX loss to the Seattle Seahawks, that conversation grew louder, sharper, and far more personal for a 22-year-old rookie who suddenly found himself standing at the center of it all. Will Campbell did not ask for the weight that came with being the fourth overall pick, but the moment he lined up at left tackle for the Patriots, the weight arrived anyway. It arrived with every snap, every missed block replayed in slow motion, and every social media take questioning whether he belonged there at all. Mike Vrabel, newly tasked with reshaping the Patriots' identity, did not flinch when asked about Campbell's future. There was no hedging, no coach speak, no hint of uncertainty. In a league that often reacts quickly and harshly, Vrabel planted his flag firmly in the ground. Will Campbell, he said, is the Patriots' left tackle, not a guard in waiting, not a developmental experiment, not a problem to be moved somewhere else, a left tackle, full stop. That clarity matters more than it might seem. For a rookie lineman, especially one drafted that high, uncertainty can be just as damaging as poor technique. Campbell's first season was always going to be turbulent. Left tackle is a position that exposes every weakness publicly, the way quarterback and cornerback do. One mistake can undo 10 good plays. Vrabel acknowledged that reality openly, comparing the scrutiny Campbell faced to the pressure carried by the most visible roles in football, including his own as a head coach. It was not a deflection. It was an understanding born from experience. The Super Bowl performance did not help Campbell's case in the court of public opinion. Multiple blocking miscues, magnified by the stage and the stakes, fueled an immediate backlash. Old pre-draft evaluations resurfaced, especially the ones that projected Campbell as a guard coming out of LSU. The narrative was familiar. Maybe he's too raw. Maybe his feet aren't quick enough. Maybe New England made a mistake asking him to protect the blind side. What those conversations often ignored was context. Rookie left tackles rarely look comfortable in February, especially when they've been playing through pain most of the season. Campbell later revealed that he tore a ligament in his knee in late November against Cincinnati, an injury that would sideline many veterans, let alone a first-year player learning one of the hardest jobs in sports. He played through it anyway because that is what was expected and because the Patriots needed him to. That detail reframes much of his tape, not as evidence of failure, but as proof of toughness and commitment. It also reframes Vrabel's confidence, turning it from blind loyalty into informed belief. Vrabel's message was simple but powerful. Campbell is young, he is strong, he will get stronger. There were snaps where he won cleanly, snaps where he moved defenders exactly as designed, and snaps he would want back. That is the life of a rookie tackle. Development at that position is rarely linear. The Patriots understand that moving him around now would not accelerate growth, it would fracture it. Stability, especially for a player still learning the speed and nuance of NFL pass rushers, is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Campbell himself handled the aftermath in a way that revealed maturity beyond his years. He chose silence immediately after the Super Bowl, not out of avoidance, but out of self-awareness. He admitted later that speaking in that emotional state would not have helped anyone, including himself. He watched the film, he processed the loss, he took responsibility without self-pity. When he finally spoke, he apologized to the media, explained his decision, and owned his performance. There was no blame shifting, no excuses, only an acknowledgement that expectations come with draft position and salary, and that criticism is part of the job. That mindset matters for what comes next. The Patriots are not in the business of waiting forever, but they are in the business of building something sustainable. Keeping Campbell at left tackle signals a long-term vision, one that prioritizes growth over panic. With Vrabel's emphasis on physicality and defensive balance, the offense does not need Campbell to be perfect tomorrow. It needs him to improve steadily, to absorb coaching, and to grow into the role rather than be pushed away from it. From a projection standpoint, Campbell's trajectory still points upward. His size, length, and raw strength are not teachable. His footwork and hand placement can be refined. With a full off-season focused on health and technique, and with a coaching staff committed to his position, the odds favor progression rather than regression. Left tackles often make their biggest leap between years 1 and 2 once the mental processing slows down and the physical demands feel less overwhelming. There are broader implications as well. For a team looking to stabilize its offensive identity, committing to Campbell allows New England to plan the rest of the line with clarity. It impacts free agent decisions, draft strategy, and even quarterback development. Young quarterbacks grow faster when they trust their blind side. That trust begins with the organization, not just the player. Fans, understandably, are split. Some see the mistakes and worry about wasted potential. Others see a young player taking his lumps on the biggest stage and believe that experience will harden him rather than break him. What unites them is the desire for direction, something the Patriots lacked in recent years. Vrabel's stance provides that direction. It tells the locker room that the team will not abandon its own at the first sign of adversity. In many ways, this is less about Will Campbell and more about who the Patriots want to be. Are they reactive, constantly adjusting to noise, or are they deliberate, willing to endure short-term discomfort for long-term gain? By committing to Campbell at left tackle, they have answered that question. They are betting on development, resilience, and the belief that growth often looks messy before it looks successful. The criticism will not stop. The position guarantees that, but neither will the opportunity. Campbell knows exactly what he needs to improve, and the organization has made it clear that he will be given the chance to do so where he belongs. In a league defined by impatience, that commitment might be the most telling sign that New England is finally building forward again, not just reacting to the past.